Hello everyone, this is Latasha Blanton from the Real South Africa Travel and Tourism. And you're going to have the opportunity to travel with Phil Scott to
sunny South Africa. You guys are going to have the opportunity to come to Johannesburg, and you guys are going to be coming to Durban. And we're going to set it up perfectly. It's going to be like a luxury experience for you guys. At the same time, you're going to be getting some culture. And of course, you're going to get an opportunity to talk to Phil, hang out with Phil, and get his views on Africa and South Africa.
You're also going to get an opportunity to explore the lifestyles here that are available in South Africa. And we're going to do all that for you in an amazing 10 days. We do hope that you go to the website and book, because we do look forward to seeing you here.
Absolutely. Our website is therealsouthafrica.com. Go there, scroll down. You'll see a picture of Phil, and just go ahead and book there. So we'll see you here in what we like to call sunny South Africa.
I have another video for y'all, and it involves yet another Karen, and this one is a doozy. Now, somewhere in America, a white woman was upset with a black woman who was delivering a package to her building, and check it out.
You're entitled to be in America, and I'm not.
I don't need a bunch of black people ganging up on me.
Well, why was you threatening her? Go ahead on. Go ahead on. Well, you need to go back where you're from then. If you can't stay in Arkansas.
That's right, because you guys have taken over like tribes.
That's right. That's right. Well, you'll be famous on YouTube.
Bill Clinton, who's a black woman, told me Bill Clinton, black woman, and decided they were human. That is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard of.
Well,
you should have known a lot more.
I'm glad you think that way.
Bill Clinton decided to some woman.
I'm glad you decided to think that way.
Well, listen.
We got you, baby.
I don't need a bunch of black people ganging up.
We got you, baby.
Some black girl. I don't care.
We got you, baby.
I'm trying to help someone.
You cannot help her. She explained it to you that she could not give you them folks' packages.
I was telling her she couldn't. I couldn't let her in. I was telling her don't sneak in the building behind me while I had the door open.
Okay, just go ahead on in.
Call the police.
Just go ahead. Call them.
I put it on YouTube.
Call them.
Call the police.
You're going to be on YouTube. Go call your police.
I don't care.
Go call them.
I don't care.
Go call them.
Call the police.
No, you call them.
Because you're on
You felt threatened. You should have called them yourself.
Your little tribal path.
All right. You remember that.
Problems. You're lucky you're not in a dust bowl in Africa.
You remember that when they put you inside this building.
They're not.
I'm going to show you better than I can tell you.
You don't belong on this property.
Uh-huh.
I will call the police if this continues with anybody else.
Put me off. Put me off.
Call the police if this continues with anybody else.
Put me off.
So as you saw there, she had a lot of choice words for the brother that was recording her. She's mad at black people, and said that we should be happy to be here and we could be in Africa in a dust bowl. A dust bowl somewhere in Africa is like, yikes. Tell us how you really feel. And she didn't want to be ganged up on by black people. And it's like, oh my God, really, lady? And at the end, when she's, bumping her gums and she goes into the building, you can see at the very end, it looks like another white woman was about to put her arm around her, like, there, Karen, that's so horrible. You have to deal with those black people. But again, it's not surprising. That's how they act. There's, she's just being honest. And like she said, you don't be coming up behind me as I'm going into the building. I need to make sure you live here and all that other stuff. Because, they feel like they the police of black people. Or what's your credentials? What's your mama's name? And why are you coming up in here? And it's like, okay, if I'm delivering a package, it's probably why I'm coming up in here. And I ain't got to tell you why I'm coming up here, especially if your name ain't on the building. Even if I don't live there, I don't have to tell you that I don't live there. Mind the business that pays you and walk your dogs like you was doing, but they cannot do that. They don't know how to just mind their business. Now, the other thing is they're very fortunate that they don't often come up against black people who are like, you know what? Enough. I've had it and I'm going to dust you up a little bit. Luckily for them, they've come across people who are like, you know what? I'm not going to be putting up with you. However, you will be famous. You're going on YouTube. You're going on the World Wide Web so everybody can see you and all of your racism. But yeah, going back to Africa and being in Africa because you could be in a dust bowl, that's wild. That is wild. Of course, for those of us who have been to Africa, we know that is not a big dust bowl and it's despair and all that other stuff. There's very beautiful places in Africa. You know, it looks like places here in the United States. But see, that's their perception, right? And in a lot of cases, they think, well, you know, if it wasn't for us rescuing you, because I guess that's what slavery was, right? It was a rescue. It wasn't for us rescuing you. You could be in the jungles, you know, in the dust bowls and all that other stuff. And it's like, lady, give it a rest. Stop watching, you know, all these television programs that make y'all think that we're just uncivilized. In fact, it was us that civilized y'all, okay? Y'all wasn't taking baths all like that, talking about a dust bowl. Y'all was, and some of y'all are still very dusty. And I'm gonna leave it as that, but no, y'all ain't civilized us, we civilized y'all. But here in 2024, you know, they thinking that we were bad off in Africa. No, we bad off here, you know. And I know there were some black people that are already here, but for those that were not, we were better off over there. We are horrible off here. But again, you know, that's their perception of this great rescue took place when we enslaved black people, but it's not. So as of this recording, they don't know who she is. The internet detectives, if you will, are looking for her. But if they find out who she is, I might come back and give you an update. But in the meantime, her name is Karen, like the rest of her homegirls. So before you leave, if you could do me a favor, go over to AfricanDiasporaNews.org and invest in the app that we have built just for you so that we can be our beautiful black selves without the dust, right? On our own app and not have to worry about being censored on those other people's apps. Also, don't forget to subscribe to this channel and my channel, The Demetra Kaye Show, here on YouTube.